This is one here. We'll try another one here. This is one where I've used tulle. Now, the tulle, it's harder to melt. And I always like to layer it with paper, which of course won't do anything. It won't, it'll just stay the same. But you can see here where I've just created a little one, and I've just melted. It still looks cute. You can put stick pins in. You can layer it up with fabric and melt some of those layers on top. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. I like the way it holds together. I like the way it looks. I like that kind of grungy look that it gives. And it makes a fabulous base for some of these others when you're just making a tiny flower and you want that background to add petals to it. And the choices are absolutely limitless. There's so many ways you can make these. So I'll just show you what this does. Sometimes I burn my paper some, so I just have to be careful. You can see where it hasn't made a lot of difference to the tulle, but as you get through, it makes a beautiful cap here when you use the fabric just for the end. You can actually put a larger one on. If you had put one of these larger petals on, I would have got a nice ripple effect there. But it does melt the tulle to a certain extent and give it a bit more scrunch. So when you come to scrunch this up, it will stand up more. You've got to be careful you don't apply too much heat to your tissue paper because you don't want it to get all brittle. You can see where I've done one here. Just a little bit of sparkle. It's still pretty. On this one I've used a fabric base where I have cut and glued together the fabric using the Tattered Florals dye just to give it a better base, because I tend to attach this to something. Another one, do another one here just for the fun of it, give you the idea. You can see this one I've actually left the petals more uniform, more on top of one another, so you get more of that type of flowery look where the others I've off-centered. Once you've got the flower made, then you can either leave the brad there if you particularly like the brad, or you can remove that brad, and you'll see you'll get a nice little formed area here that forms a nice cup that you can put a smaller brad into if you so wish, or you can put your nice, and of course it's never going to go through, oh yes it will, put your twinkle bits in, put your bling, any of the flowers. You can even use the flowers, I am roses or prima flowers in the centre of these to make them look gorgeous. It just makes a beautiful flower every time. I also use up my scraps. I use my scraps up like this one here, and the scraps are these bits that you get after you've cut it all out. make this, this is the effect that you get. If you decide that you don't like the randomness of it and you want to get rid of all those bits, you just can shrink it. And this is quite a big bit, and this is quite puffy. And I've used Making Memories, one of the baubles in the middle, coloured it a bit and put it in there. And they look fabulous. I mean, you can put these on anything. You can use these beautiful leaves that you get from Prima and put them behind these to make gorgeous layouts. And you can also, the skeleton leaves look great behind them too. They look fabulous. And you can get a bit more way out, and this I've also used tulle on. It's got skeleton leaves behind. And here I've just used some of Tim Holtz trim. This trim here. And I cut them apart to make centres. And I'll just show you some of those. I just colour them up. Make all sorts of blingy centres and grunge them and twinkle them. And then I cut, for me, I like to use them this way. I also use them as a trim, obviously. And then I make the centres for different flowers. This black one's actually got one in it as well. So that's how I do that. Now I'm just going to show you that it also works on other fabrics. These ones here, it can be a little bit trickier. You don't ever know quite what it's going to turn out like. But here I've used 2 different colours, and here I've just used the one. But I've used the same method. Some flowers. Get a nice thick pin of some sort and stick them in the middle. Stick them on. Sometimes they just get a little messy when you layer them with the different colours. I think you get a better result with single colours, but I only just tried this one today to see how it turned out. And it's not too bad. I find myself eyeing up all the fabric shops, eyeing up all the clothing that's around that I think is made out of synthetics that I don't use anymore, or my friends are chucking out, to see what I can cut out. Actually, I might put one of those lighter ones in behind and a darker one on top. Find myself a nice big fat brad to put through there. Down and see what we come up with. Trim that bit there and let's play. Pretty. I haven't done a lot on that, but it's still pretty to do it. Again, I'm going to wait till that gets cold. This one's ready. You could actually leave it like that. You can take that out, and you can get one. Here's one here, another one of these brown ones I've done. All I've done is I've put a different brad through there, just like a little Tim Holtz brad, and then I can decide what I want in the centre. Which, the world's your oyster, you can use anything that you fancy. Prima have a lot that are fun to play with. Just find one that you think looks kind of cool. So I want to use that one. And of course you can colour up all your other, I think this started off as grey and I've made it lavender. You just colour up anything you've got. There's lots of things that you can put in there. I might put this one in there. And another one is completed. You can see the degrees that you melt it give you different results. And this is a little uneven here, so I'll probably go back and I'll just give that a little bit of heat just so it crinkles up a bit. But this one's not too bad, and this one I went a lot further, just seeing how far I could push it before I burst into flames. Remember to use that method where you use up all your scraps, because that's lots of fun. And this type of fabric will shrink down really well.